Hey everybody, this is Zombie with Zombie Tactical Training, and today we have a hard video to watch. This is every defender's nightmare, is what we're going to watch here. Some of the things we're going to talk about is marksmanship, we're going to talk about target discrimination, and we're going to talk about living with the aftermath of a gun battle where you accidentally took the wrong person's life and how horrible that can be. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you a news story about what happened, and then we're going to go right into the footage of what happened, and then after that I'll come back on and we'll go through the footage and talk about some things to think about.
We now know it was the police's bullet, not the suspects, that killed a Trader Joe's employee during the gun battle in Los Angeles last weekend. That's according to the Los Angeles Police Department. Authorities say the officer was chasing suspect Gene Atkins when he fired the bullet that hit the 27-year-old victim. LAPD did not identify the officer. Maria Villarreal has the details.
Video released today shows suspect Gene Atkins taking Los Angeles police on a high-speed chase with a 17-year-old female hostage in his car. He had allegedly shot his grandmother 7 times. He crashes and continues to shoot as he runs inside a Trader Joe's market. Police body cam video shows officers instantly shooting back. 27-year-old store manager Milena Corrado stepped into the crossfire and was hit by an officer's bullet. Atkins continued his attack, holding more than 30 hostages inside.
I believe it's what they needed to do in order to defend the people of Los Angeles. Place yourself in these 2 young officers' positions and ask yourself what you would have done. That is the worst decision that any officer ever wishes to have to make. Our duty to protect the public is sworn.
Officers tried to save Corrado at the scene, but it was too late. Some employees made a harrowing escape down a ladder. Other hostages were eventually set free. Atkins surrendered after a 3-hour standoff. People continue to come by here.
You're clear out, you're clear out. Right here, so we can shoot at us. If he shoots at us, okay, just use our top level smoke. North of Glendale. North of Rosina now. You know, our mic is over here. Yeah. Let's get it. Primary, baby. Primary. Okay, north of Rosina from Glendale now. Shot fired. Broadcast. 6867. Shot fired. Off west River Lake Drive. Alright, fine. I got my gun. Fuck. Not you. Black and white, that high period. Hold on, northbound. He's coming in front of you guys right now. Alright, fine. We're good. Shots fired. High period. Now, high period. From Rowena. Broadcast to airship, we're going to keep our distance. There's a shot fired. Airship is successful. Car TC. Hey, shot fired! Partner! Hey! Get away! Get down! Watch your head! Stay down!
shit. Shots fired. Broadcast.
6867. Shots fired. Shots fired. Officer needs help. West Silver Lake Drive. Alright, partner. I got my gun. Fuck.
Do not shoot. Get distance. We're getting distance.
Alright, partner. We're good. You're good, partner. You're
Hey,
good.
broadcast to airship. We're gonna keep our distance because of shot fired.
Airship, this is 67. We're gonna car distance. Car TC.
Hey, shots fired. Get down. Partner. Hey, get away. Get away.
Oh, shit! Get down!
Watch your head. Stay down.
Okay, let's go to Rowena from Glendale now.
Oh, shit.
Shots fired.
Shots fired.
Broadcast.
6867. Shots fired. Officer needs help. West Silver Lake Drive. Alright, partner. I got my gun. Fuck.
Get distance. We're getting distance.
Black and white, that Hyperion. Hold on, northbound. He's coming in front of you guys right now.
Alright, partner.
Shots fired.
We're good.
Shots fired. Hyperion. Hang on. Southbound now. Hyperion from Rowena.
You're good, partner. You're good.
Broadcast to airship. We're gonna keep our distance because of shot fired.
Airship, this is 67. We're gonna keep our distance. Car TC. Officer needs help. London and Hyperion. Partner, you see him? Good.
Get away! Watch out!
Shit! Get down!
Watch your head. Stay down.
So just an absolutely horrible outcome for everybody here. There's absolutely no winners. This is an absolute nightmare for any police officer, any self-defender, anybody. This is the worst case scenario. I know thinking about something like this happening to me keeps me awake at night. This is one of the things that drives me at the range to keep my marksmanship up, to keep training, to keep trying new drills, because when that day comes, I want to be able to make that shot. But in some instances, you can do everything right and still it goes wrong. So let's watch the video and talk about some things here. Alright, we're going to start this off right before this officer, the driver, gets out of the vehicle and starts firing. And then we're going to slow it down so you can get an idea of what this officer saw. Apparently the round that killed the store manager did come from this officer. And keep in mind the body camera is not an exact representation of what the officer saw at that moment. It's down around his chest, but you can get a somewhat of an idea, and you can see here, you'll see the suspect going from right to left, and he's firing on him, and no hits were scored as far as I heard with all my research. So none of these hit, except for one of them hit the store manager, and unfortunately that was fatal. So marksmanship, that's marksmanship. That's getting out in the range. That's practicing. That's practicing shooting while moving. It's trying new drills, new things, shooting from distance. This is a far distance for a pistol shot. That would be a very difficult shot to make. Unfortunately, these officers were put in a horrible situation because right when they braked and stopped in front of this area, they were taking fire. And they had to return fire, and I gotta be honest with you, if I was him, I probably would have done the exact same thing. And I'm not gonna say my shooting would have been any better. You don't know until you're in that situation. I'm going to speed it up here, and they move to cover over here, and you can hear. I'm sure you heard on the version with the audio. You can hear one of the suspects' bullets whiz right over their heads and slam into that wall. So was an absolutely horrible situation for everybody. And basically, they just held out here, and SWAT got involved, and you saw what happened from the news reports. Now, this video is from the passenger officer, and we'll slow it down here. She also fired her weapon, and you're going to see she got basically a similar view of the suspect that the partner had. So we've gone over marksmanship, and that's the importance of practicing a lot. I know ammo's hard to come by these days, but if you're going to carry a gun and to protect yourself, your family, your community, or you're a police officer or anything like that, I mean, it is to be a responsible gun owner. In my opinion, it's your duty to be good with that weapon and to be the best shot you can possibly be, and that means going out and training and getting really good at the marksmanship. That means maintaining those principles: grip, sights, trigger, practicing over and over and over again. Also, target discrimination. You can see here she's firing on him as he moved or from right to left into the store, and then she takes cover with her fellow officers over there. Target discrimination. I like to do drills where I put up, like, sometimes I'll put green circles and red, and you don't see till you come around the corner. And red you shoot, green you don't. Or you can do. There's ones where you can buy targets where there's a green silhouette and a black silhouette behind it, and like a hostage situation, and you have to shoot the hostage taker. Those type of drills I really recommend you try. Especially those ones where you come around a blind corner and you have to make a decision quickly, especially if you're a law enforcement officer, because this type of situation you're going to come across all the time. For us self-defenders, luckily events like this are pretty rare, but it does happen. So when that day comes, you want to be able to protect yourself, your family, and your community. And so, like I said, that means practicing marksmanship. That means practicing drills that involve target discrimination, where you have to make a decision, shoot or not shoot, really quickly and under pressure. And finally, talk about something, and I'm not an expert in this, but it's just something we need to think about, and that's living with it. How do you live with it when something horrible like this happens? Um, I have events that happened in the war that still bother me a lot. For those you don't know, which I'm sure a lot of you don't know me, but I fought in Iraq, and there's a few events that really bother me, and some I feel really bad about to this day. So I can only imagine what these officers are going through, especially that young man who fired and apparently took the life of the store manager. Um, I'm not an expert in psychology or anything like that, but I would just say you have to kind of live with the thing. I've always looked at it this way about the war. I didn't start it. I didn't put all of us there. I think with police officers or anything, you have to look at it this way, or look at it that way. This officer didn't put himself in that position. This guy made the decision to shoot his grandmother and then take a hostage, shoot at police officers and run into the store. He's the one that put everybody in danger, not the police officers. And I know was a lot of anger and things like that in Los Angeles over the shooting, just like all police shootings lately. It gets a lot of publicity, but you have to remember the criminal decided what happened here, not the police.